Hello everyone, I'm back. Yeah, I just ate lunch and I'm gonna try to spend the rest of the day trying to do this, so wish me luck. So, the next Monday is marked by a strange emptiness that grips me, caused by the knowledge that I won't be able to see Rin whenever I want to anymore. This hollow feeling's a little bit disconcerting, but I make it to the afternoon all the same. My class is, in a word, terrible. My last class, no, okay. It's not that the lesson is that bad. It is, however, boring. And it's so hot in the classroom that I feel like I'm melting. The air conditioning is either broken or turned off, so the windows are open. It makes no difference since the air outside is completely still. Only the chirping of the cicadas carries inside. The sweltering heat permeates the room. Students and teachers alike are in an almost delirious state. I just want to stand up and walk out of here without caring what the teacher or anyone else says. I can see that I'm not the only one with these thoughts too. Next to me, Misha is shamelessly holding her skirt up a bit and fanning the air in with her notebook. Only Shizune seems to be as cool as always, sitting with her back perfectly straight, arms folded on her chest, her eyes fixed on the equation scrawled on the blackboard. I keep shooting yearning glances at my watch, but it doesn't help the time go by any faster. It's funny. I remember how badly I wanted to get out of the hospital and go back to school. Now all I can think of is the upcoming summer vacation and the freedom from classes and homework. Perhaps it's human nature to think only of the situation at hand. Yeah. Here's the thing, the second you get out of school life and begin working, you are almost guaranteed to be less free, right? Because, like, okay, when you're a kid, very little people expect things from you. But as you get older and older, you are expected to contribute to society, you are expected to, not goof around as much, right? You are expected to pay taxes, you are expected to do all these things. So, honestly, like, if you're still young, as in, like, a teenager, right, enjoy your time as you can, right? You're not gonna get any more freer than this unless you, like, live off grid or something. So yeah. Finally, the bell rings. Relieved, my classmates and I burst into the hallway already crowded by students from our neighboring classes. I spot Emmy's diminutive figure nearby and walk up to her. Hey there. She smiles sweetly, clearly happy to see me. Hizao, what's up? Is your classroom super hot too? Yeah, it is. I thought I was going to melt in there. Nothing else is really happening though. Feeling a bit weird now that Rin's on her great adventure or whatever you want to call it. Emmy's face cracks in a wider smile, and she jumps up and down enthusiastically. Isn't that great? I'm so happy for her. I bet everyone will like her paintings and she'll sell a lot of them and make piles of money. Yeah, I'm sure it'll work out great. I'm totally sulking at her though. She huffs angrily and places her hands firmly on her hips, even letting a little anger seep into her voice. It doesn't quite have the impact she's probably hoping for, but I say nothing. Why's that? She said she doesn't want me to go see her. Oh yeah, she mentioned that. I guess she prefers to not be distracted, I can understand that. I don't think that I'm that much of a distraction. Besides, I'm sure she'll forget about sleeping and eating properly if someone's not there telling her to do it. Sometimes she's like that, gets completely fixated on whatever and drops everything else. It really makes me worried, Is she going to be alright? Such friendship. Speaking of that, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but it's been bothering me. How do I put it? Rin said she doesn't really see you as a friend or something. and I really can't figure out why she would say something like that. You two seem close. Okay, what? I feel really awkward saying that, but I finally managed to get the words out. Emmy doesn't seem to be too shocked, but it gives her pause for a moment. Even her perpetual smile flattens into a more default expression. Is that so? I guess maybe more like a big sister or something to her. Excuse me? Big sister? You? I put my hand on the top of my head and then hers. As if to measure and reconfirm our heights, Emmy playfully slaps me on the wrist and sticks her tongue out, looking annoyed. Hey, that's hitting below the belt. I thought you were more of a gentleman. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Too easy. I really wanted to make the joke to soften the mood, rather than to make fun of Emmy, though. But I'm serious. Besides, I'm a year older than Rin is, or even you for that matter, so there. Really? Yeah, I missed a year of school when I relearned to walk and run with these legs. Alright, that makes sense. I should have figured that out by myself. In my defense, her tiny figure is really misleading. Emmy smiles wryly, and something deep and hidden floats into her eyes, like a swirling vortex suddenly appearing in an otherwise calm river. I watch her struggle with it for a brief moment, until she blinks it away and her smile widens. Anyway, it's true. She's just so cute that I want to pamper her. I've always wanted a little sister, but well, I guess I never ended up getting one. Look, your mom's still alive. Okay, I'm done. The Emmy's mom route. Okay, I'm done. What was her name? Mako? The Mako route. Okay, I'm done. It's a little bit hard to really talk with Rin, so I guess I never really tried. I like her a lot, though, so hearing that she said doesn't make me happy. It's not like I can really argue, so maybe that's just how it is. We were really close, but maybe it's not in that way, you know? She sighs loudly. Yeah, I thought they were friends too. I guess I forgot this part. Yeah, from the impression I got in the Emmy route, I thought they were friends. But I guess they're not friends here. Oh, whatever. I wonder if she thinks I'm annoying. I'm pretty sure that's not the case at all. Emmy shakes her head, looking amused. I'm not sure if she's joking or not. She has these weird ideas about a lot of stuff. Things that just make sense to her in a totally different way than they do to me. I can't even remember all the weird stuff she's talked about over all this time. I don't think Rin does either, really. She's the type who would forget her own head if it wasn't attached to her shoulders. That's why I can't just leave her alone. Is that weird? She leans against the wall, managing to look distraught, yet still cheerful as always. I get a strange feeling about it, as though I were talking to two people at the same time. How would I know? Everyone's weird in some way. But if that's yours, it's a very nice way. At least I can understand what you're talking about, unlike Rin. Most of the time, I have no idea what's going on inside her head either. Emmy giggles, nodding in agreement. I think it's okay, even if you don't understand her. That's how she usually is. Emmy stands up straighter, brushing the hem of her skirt and straightening the waistline. She laughs awkwardly. Wow, we ended up talking pretty seriously. What's up with you, Hazal? Why'd you bring this up? Oh, sorry, I didn't really mean to get into this sort of discussion either. I don't know. I've had this weird feeling lately about Rin. I don't know why. I feel a bit guilty, bringing up something like this for no reason except my own anxiety. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. Suddenly, Emmy clutches my wrists and twists it so she can see what time it is from my watch. Oh damn, this late already? I should really go. There's a meeting with the rest of the track team at the field. It's not gonna be fun in this heat. We're gonna sweat like pigs, but I promised I'd be there. Bye-bye. She skips downstairs, leaving me wondering what if I said, or what Rin said rather, hurt her or not. Maybe what Emmy herself said hurt her the most come to that? Maybe what Emmy herself said hurt her the most come to that. I'm not sure that's correct anyway. So in the end, even the person closest to Rin is just as far apart from her as everyone else. I wonder if Rin herself ever feels that distance. I felt I was drifting away from the world too. During my hospitalization, I felt anxious and depressed, and even now sometimes I still do, but I fight against it with all I've got. If Rin has been on that side of the divide for her whole life, I can't imagine how she could not be lonely. But perhaps she's truly different. I refuse to belong to that other place, but maybe she's found comfort there. As I walked through the hall that afternoon, I glanced at my watch. It's almost 4:30. I would normally have a club meeting to attend, but I don't feel like going to the art club at all, so I start heading the opposite way. It feels like a poorly chosen decision. I just know that if I skip art club once, I'm going to skip it again and again. This is probably it for me in the art club. It's been bubbling beneath the surface for a while now, though. I guess I'll formally quit later. I keep watching the bland linoleum floor while I walk without direction. This leads me, perhaps unconsciously, to the school library. It's almost empty and completely quiet. A few studious first years are sitting at the tables, joining efforts to get homework done before dinner time. Yuko is hard at work today too. She's methodically going through a towering stack of books sitting on her desk, checking them one by one, and then placing them onto a cart beside her. I greet her as I stop by. Good afternoon. I haven't seen you here for a while. Did you read all the books already? She seems to be in a good mood. I don't think so. I joined the art club, so I've been passing the time there instead of working my way through your collection. I think I'm going to quit, though, so I guess you'll be seeing more of me again from now on. You didn't like the club? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have much of a talent for art, but I didn't hate doing it either. I guess it just feels a bit pointless. I can't really see any purpose in going. The art teacher scares me a little. Really? He seems like a really nice guy. Maybe a bit over the top sometimes. Hizao? Hizao. Guys like that. Right. Those guys like that are fucking creepy. Yuko makes a face I can't read, but doesn't say anything further. Yeah. How are you doing? Something good happened to me today. I didn't flunk my university course. Yippee! Well, that's great, isn't it? Yes, without the credit, I might have been kicked out, and then I have to a lot explaining to do to my family. I'm really lucky. I think I'm gonna buy pudding today to celebrate. Being a university student sounds hard. I'm surprised you're working 2 jobs while still attending. My part-time work really makes it hard to keep up with my studies, and I get yelled at by my student counselor. And then if I stay up late studying, I get sleepy at work and my boss yells at me. But if I quit my jobs, I'll starve. It's like I can't... It's like I just can't win. I wonder why it's like that. Yeah. Look, there's a reason people go into, like, neatdom or, like, you know, become hermits and, like, go hikikomori and stuff. Like, if you find yourself in that position, as someone that, has experienced similar things without being a full-fledged shut-in, I get it. I get it way more than most people do. Right? The real world is hard. Anyway, yeah. Anyways. I don't really know what to say. Yuko isn't really complaining to get empathy out of a guy a lot younger than her. She's basically just talking about the facts of her everyday life. Yeah, yeah. It makes me feel even more pity for her somehow. Wow, it must be hard for you. I don't know, it's been like this for so long that I've forgotten what it's like to have a normal life. Or maybe this already is a normal life for my age. No, a normal life for your age would be, how old is Yuko? Hold on. So she said she was in university, which I'm assuming early 20s. So basically, for most of human history and even before, if you reach, like, odds are, like, probably during your late teens, that is when you, like, start a family, right? You reach your early 20s, that's when you should be having children. Something is so fucked up in society that is no longer happening. Anyways. Is this normal? Is this right? It must be. Why is being normal so depressing? Again, society has been so screwed up by several reasons that like what would be normal for most of human history is no longer fucking normal. I couldn't say. Not like being abnormal is much different though. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry. I just got carried away. It's fine, it was a joke, sort of. Anyway, you seem to be doing just fine now. Yes, when I feel really down, I take a step back and make a cup of tea. And when I've drunk the tea, I give my mood a kick in the butt, like wham! And then I tell myself, now you're gonna do this thing, Yuko. Then I go and get it done. That's why I'm working so hard now. She clenches her fists dramatically at the high point of her spirited explanation. It's a bit unclear what she actually means, but it's nice that she is so motivated. Leaving Yuko alone with her work, I head to the back of the library where the novels are. Sorry, just you see, sometimes I have issues with my throat, and just because I like ate lunch before this recording, apparently something is like lodged in there, and it'll eventually like get out by itself. But I'm like, like each time I'm swallowing saliva, I feel it moving. It's probably like some green bean or something. Anyway. Leaving Yuko alone with her work, I head to the back of the library where novels are. I briefly consider reading something non-fiction for a change. Maybe a biography, perhaps? But in the end, I decide against it. My fingers trace the spines along the rows upon rows of novels. They occasionally pull out the random book, so I can read the back and maybe sample the first 2 or 3 pages. Nothing really catches my interest, so I end up picking up a book I'd already read back in March or so at the hospital. I recall liking it. I sit down in one of the beanbag chairs and quickly get sucked into the book, turning pages at a rapid pace. I'm probably not the fastest reader around, but pretty fast all the same. Reading quickly makes me feel oddly satisfied. Focusing on reading is something I'm pretty good at too. I can cram study pretty efficiently as well, as long as I stay motivated. It's the secret of my good grades, though I'm pretty diligent in class too. That's what Rin and I have in common. She can really focus on painting if she wants to. I wonder what she's doing now. Probably hard at work. Painting. This distance that suddenly grew between us irritates me. I thought that we were getting closer, but now that feeling's been lost. I'm a bit worried about her too. I can't make sense of my own thoughts. Jeez. I don't know what to choose here, honestly. Okay, what the... Wait, return... Oh, I chose load instead. Okay, create new save. There you go. Badan. Oh, are we approaching a bad ending? Hold on, I'm gonna think about this for a sec. I'm also gonna check my noise. Is it... Hmm. Hmm. Huh. So yeah, audio seems fine and stuff, and yeah, for some reason, my OBS looks blurry. So I guess I'll try to fix that. Not sure why it's so blurry though. I mean, okay, well, I want to try to get the bad ending, so let's try the more clingy option. I share Emmy's sentiments about being worried about Rin. She's the type who might get so caught up in her own strange world and get lost in there before she knows it. It's not that I feel like being some kind of white knight who could save Rin from herself. She doesn't need saving. But I can't just leave her alone either. If I want to keep what I have with Rin going, I have to get involved with making this exhibition happen right at her side. I realize I've been sitting on the same page for a while now. I turn my gaze back to the book I'm reading. The jungle of glyphs has somehow turned into a near incomprehensible cipher. I stare hard at it, expecting the text to start making sense to me. No pattern emerges, nothing that could take me any further than I am. Dazed, I close the book, put it back on the shelf, then sit back down. I think honestly and hard about what I really want. The next day, I take the bus into the city. It goes twice an hour starting in the morning, passing by the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Nomiya gave us in his car. I slowly read a book as the bus makes its rounds through the suburbs, pausing at almost every stop to pick up someone or let them out. Eventually, we make it to the last stop at the city center. The city is fair sized, but not too large, and it seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoy the atmosphere. Despite being slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the bus station to the gallery without too much effort, and I find myself staring at the big letters saying 22nd Corner. Inside, the owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon? She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day? Shinichi student. Hizao, was it? That's right. Good afternoon, Miss Sayonji. Please just Please just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. Yeah, exactly. So like I'm in my early 20s, right? And so some of okay, so from the few times I had to interact with students, um they would call me they would want to call me Mr. Last Name, right? And I don't want to be referred as Mr. Last Name because that is my grandfather's name and that is my father's name. I am not old enough and I am not experienced enough to be called Mr. Last Name. Like you get what I mean. Like in my mind I am still an adolescent. So, anyways, please just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. Like, yeah, exactly. You know, I'm so glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. It's so refreshing. What brings you here? Surely you aren't just on a courtesy visit all the way from your school. I actually came for Rin. I was hoping to see how she's doing. Oh, that's right. Well, then you need to step back outside. You see, the atelier is actually at the next door, on the right down the street, and up the stairwell. Just climb up the stairs to the top floor. There's only one door there, you can't miss it. I give Sai my thanks, exit the gallery, and locate the door she was talking about. It leads to a dark stairwell, which reminds me of the stairs leading to the roof of the school building. The stairs are steep, and even though it's only 5 floors, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. An unamusing wooden door waits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock and enter. The atelier is really just one big room, with the ceiling lower at one end than the other, because of the roof of the building is gabled? 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 Huh. There is a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as the main source of light for the room, bringing in sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. Blah, 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 blah. I suppose it's good to use natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration. No surprise since the room seems to have been used as storage for a while. All kinds of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. The room is dusty since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made some effort to clean up a little, but it's far from immaculate. Rin stands in the middle of the room with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working on it, just staring, unmoving. She wears what must be the second or third-hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. They look pretty worn, and are covered in paint splatters. From the way they seem to be loose or tight in places, I'm guessing they weren't originally Rin's. Hi. Hello. Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around. Maybe saying something more than just a mechanical reply to my greeting. Smiling. Anything. She keeps on doing whatever it is she's doing. Probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected as much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. This is a pretty cool place. Big too. It is. Sai said I can use this as much as I like. I even have my own key. So how's the work going? She doesn't answer for a while. I begin to wonder if she's already forgotten the question. As a cloud drifts over the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the sunlight, it's the skylight, the change in Ren's surroundings seems to wake her up. I don't know, it's like a huge ball. I don't really know which side is the right one. It's really huge, it's the hugest thing ever. Like a mountain growing inside of me. Like I swallowed a mountain whole. It's gonna be hard, I think. Really, very hard. I try to listen for undercurrents of stress or uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up anything like that. Why are you here? Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question would make it seem. Well, you said it'd be fine if I came to visit. So here I am. I guess it's not for any real reason, but I thought you might like company or assistance or maybe some... Izao? Can you be quiet for about 15 minutes? Maybe 10 is enough. 5 definitely is not. You can talk afterwards. Her tone is sharp. Nothing like I've ever heard from her before. There is no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. Alright. With the silence that falls, anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter in from outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that have been swirling relentlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Ren's back as my mind races. I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Her neck, hidden by copper-colored hair, which is, again, in complete disarray. The relaxed yet rigid posture, reminding me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be as awkward as her various trains of thought. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades, visible through the thin white fabric of her shirt. The contours of her hips, curving down to her thin thighs. It pisses me off. Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, am always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Whenever she is painting, whenever something catches her fluttery attention, whenever I don't forcefully make her listen to me. I can't reach through to her. Rin's heart is uncharted territory, dangerous waters, the blank areas on a map. The edge of the world? If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? Sometimes she's aloof and distant, and it annoys me. At other times, her passion for the things she thinks worthwhile shines through, and it inspires me. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of friendship is putting up with the oddities of the people you call friends. I have to admit, there's a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week, I thought she might have liked me romantically, with that kiss and all. Forced me to ponder my own feelings too. This week, I am utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her in that way? I wonder if I really do. Damn. I can't make sense of even my own thoughts anymore. It must be contagious. Even if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Nothing. I'm done. I find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather, I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Oh, right, I just came to, I don't know. You still can't finish your sentences? It's not that. Fine. She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. She doesn't return to painting, but instead she keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. I wanted to talk about some stuff. I thought a lot about things. What things? Like, what happened last week and so on. What happened? I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why, I have no clue. It's not a game she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. Maybe it's just my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still, Ren feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it, the overly irrational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. I can't leave her alone. I never would have believed I would be this obsessive about something. Why do I hesitate so much and keep running circles around her? I don't have to do that. I've already decided what I want to say. Rin. Saying her name with an intention like this makes my mouth dry. As if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to lock up any moment now. Rin looks up from her paint-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. The hard stare of her dark green eyes seems like a portent. I like you. The lack of any reaction is like a slap to the face. So, I mean, like to like you as more of a friend. What is more? The slow, hesitant words coming from between her strawberry-colored lips are not the one I was waiting for. Neither of the two possible answers that I've been expecting, actually. I feel myself blushing heavily. As is par for the course in this kind of situation, my heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs. Rin's faux innocent inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. You know, like romantically and... No. Rin turns around, giving me the cold shoulder as she returns looking at her painting. She makes a move to pick up her brush, which lies forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment. I can't talk about that kind of thing now. Are we approaching a bad ending? Contrary to, I do want to see the bad ending because, last route I got the good ending first, so I want to get the bad ending. If there is a bad ending. Actually, if there was a neutral ending, I'd be okay with that too. So I don't want to talk about that kind of thing, please. We're friends, right? So you can do that? The silence those words leave behind is deafening. I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There's no way I can retain my dignity. Rin finally picks up the brush without giving any explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what. Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works the canvas in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grow heavier, I stand up to leave. Or I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I've opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross, and she had to turn me down. I walk across the squeaky floor to the door leading to the stairwell. Rin's quiet voice stops me in my tracks as I'm about to open the door. Hey, Zhao. My hand, still on the brass doorknob, is waiting for me to turn it or to withdraw. Yeah? Will you come tomorrow? Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my friend told me. My friend told me that Rin's route is actually the route with the most choices. And I can't confirm whether or not that's correct. So, I have a feeling I might be on Rin's route for a while. So, yeah. After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day mostly on automatic. I put on my uniform mechanically, do my schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, reply to teachers mechanically, and thus when the final bell rings, I still feel as if I had woken up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time. I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I've got myself into. I spend the bus trip downtown staring out the window, thinking about these things. As a result, by the time I climb the stairs up to the atelier 4 floors above, Say's gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of the small clear area in the room, working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival in any way. I came, as promised. Rin snaps her head to my direction immediately. Was she waiting for me to say something? And locks that cold green gaze of hers on me. Although, I'm sure my own face can't hide my feelings, Rin's expression is as expectant as neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall standing between me and her. It's the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday, both of us said something we couldn't take back, and there's no way it can be undone. I want to say something, but Rin forbade me from doing so. I can't even begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightless eyes on me, compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I most want to say. To my horror, I find that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It's as if I've completely lost the ability to speak to her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. I'll just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush from her brush from the floor with the toes of her right foot. I sink into a worn-out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. I can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even, and yet we're both off doing our own thing, as if we were miles apart. I can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Why did I come here? Because she asked me to do so yesterday, of course. However, it looks like there's absolutely no need for me to actually be here. It makes me feel awkward at first, but as I recall, the previous silences have quickly passed with Rin. I settle down and try to tune into that same comfortable mood I was back then. Time stretches and slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them. After maybe half an hour or 1 hour at most, Rin breaks the silence to my complete surprise. Izao? Yeah? Are you my friend? It's an echo of yesterday and I know it. So, even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. I don't... Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that. Come on. Okay. She doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. Several chapters later, I mark my spot, close the book, and put it away in my bag. Getting up from the sofa, I see that Rin's made considerable progress on her painting. I take a look at it for a bit. Still not quite finished, I suppose. Looks great. It's bad luck to comment on unfinished paintings. After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus, taking me back to school. May not sound like it, but I feel like I'm getting feels. God damn it! I've already seen this game before. Why am I getting feelings again? Like, you know, it wasn't that bad because, you know, I already experienced Emmy's route before, right? So, actually, I experienced this entire game before, but like Emmy's route, first route, okay? Didn't get that many feels, right? I stopped playing after the Emmy, after getting the good ending and the bad ending of Emmy's route. And then, like, I decided to take a walk, right? I couldn't continue recording that day because I was like, God damn it, I just... Why am I getting feelings again? Anyways, I love this game. Life settles into some sort of vague, undefined norm. I visit Rin whenever I can, but each time is as strange as the first. They consist of mainly me watching Rin at work, or just reading a book on the couch while she works. We barely talk at all. Long, quiet evenings stretch over the last weeks of June. Yeah, it is like last week of June on my end, so... I sit on the couch in the atelier, listening to the quiet rustle of Rin's brush and my own heartbeat, trying to make sense of the former and forget about the latter. I am a quiet visitor in this place, a ghost. At some point, I start thinking my presence is meaningful to Rin somehow, but never end up asking her about it. I don't bring up the forbidden topic anymore either, and I try to stop thinking about it altogether. It's hard to do so, and doesn't get any easier with the passage of time. My heart aches every time I look at the awkward figure of the girl I decided I liked, yet who refuses to acknowledge it. I still can't seem to find the right words to talk to her about anything at all, but I find quiet solace in observing her from nearby. The distance between us doesn't feel that huge when I can be close to her, even if it's like this. Rin works like a demon. There's barely a moment when she's without a brush between her toes, or not walking in circles around her current work in progress, estimating it from every angle and distance. She seems to be completely taken over by her will to work, and change herself into that sort of artist she believes would be worthy of the trust of Nomiya and Sai have placed in her. Piles of sketches, works in progress, tubes of oil paint, and brushes slowly begin to crowd the small atelier, making it even messier than it was before Rin acquired the right to use it. I offer to help her clean up every now and then, but each time she refuses. It dawns on me that in her mind, the room is not in utter chaos, rather. Her system of keeping track of everything is so elaborate that only Rin herself can make sense of it. She knows exactly where everything is, From the tiniest brush to that half-empty tube of crimson that's the perfect shade for some picture in progress. Rin walks from one painting to another, looking at them as if not remembering that she made them. She talks to herself or to the paintings, even when I'm present. Always just quietly enough that I can't make out the words. Every day, Rin pours herself onto the canvas for hours on end, squeezing every bit of her ability and even her soul to make good on that promise she made to me, or herself. Black marks appear beneath her eyes, a sure sign that she's skipping sleep in favor of painting. I'm somewhat surprised to see her at school a few times. I never go and say hello though, as I feel it would break the silent magic of the evenings we share at the atelier. Sometimes Sai comes by when I'm there. She gives me a certain kind of look when she shows up. I think she doesn't like it when I'm always hanging out with Rin up here, but she never says a word about it. She isn't quite as full of praise for Rin's work as Nomiya, but is visibly impressed nevertheless. However, when she turns her eyes from the wonderful work upon the little redhead girls that made them, a sudden deep sadness floats onto the surface of her expression. I can't explain it, and she never talks about it. June turns into July without warning. End of terms exams loom dangerously close, but all I can think of is Rin. I feel like a sleepwalker at school, looking forward to only the next time I get to visit that silent place above Sai's gallery. After Rin refuses my attempts at directly helping with her work, I try to figure out other ways to help. It finally dawns at me that she isn't eating properly. Of course, my course of action decided, I stop at the convenience store before going to catch the bus downtown on my next visit to the studio. I feel very energetic as I open the door to the atelier and greet Rin. I brought you some fruit. You need vitamins and actual food after all. Do you even eat up here? I do eat. If I didn't eat, I couldn't paint. Then why don't you eat a couple of these? I shake the bag full of ripe oranges in my hand and employ to tempt Rin into taking a break. To my surprise, she actually lays her brush down and walks over to me to see what I'd bought. Her expression doesn't change at all when she looks into the bag. I can't eat oranges, Hizao. It does not work very well with feet. That's alright, I'll do it. Of course, I knew that. She told me herself, after all. I extract the tiny fruit knife I had with me and select one of the round fruits. After making the initial cut, I begin to peel it with my fingers. The strong scent of cut orange rind immediately fills the air as thousands of tiny droplets of oil burst from the skin. I remove the first selection of the hard peel and shoot a glance at Rin. So, how's the work going? I don't know, it's like I'm in the center of some huge mountain of jelly and I have to dig my way out. Must be, stressful. I think it might be, even though it's just painting, everything feels really strange. I wonder if Rin is the kind of person who likes to carefully remove all the white, fibrous stuff from oranges before eating them, or the more careless type who just eats them as they come. Maybe neither. I'm the former type, so I meticulously clean the orange slices one by one, while Rin watches the process with mild curiosity. I realize that I don't have the faintest idea about her likes or dislikes, or any of the little details that make up the concept of a person for those around them. It's like, in all this time, I haven't learned much about her at all. Once I finish lamenting that fact, I realized I've cleaned the entire orange and neatly split it into slices. I hold a slice up, bringing it closer to Rin so she can pick it up. Here. She takes it directly between her lips, and then into her mouth hole. Her lower lip briefly brushes against my fingertip. Rin chews the slice carefully, savoring it as much as possible. I become fixated on the movements of her jaw, the trickle of juice glistening on her lip, the way her throat moves when she swallows the orange slice. After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently. It's not the same as it usually is. The orange? Painting. Oh, well, is anything like that ever the same? It is sometimes, I think. I don't know what, though. I might be starting to paint differently soon if this goes on. Well, wouldn't that just be that change you keep talking about? She thinks about it, blinking her eyes a few times nervously. For a moment, absolutely nothing happens, as if time itself did a double take. We stare at each other in silence, only that faint, tangy scent of orange floating between us and the muffled sounds of traffic in the background. Then I pick up another slice and hold it to her. She takes it from me with her mouth just like the first one. I didn't think it would be like this. Well, keep on going and see what happens. It's not like you can do anything else. Yeah, it's the only thing I can do. After that, she says nothing more. In the ensuing silence, I feed Rin the rest of the orange, one slice at a time. Then I peel another for her, which she eats as well. The third I eat myself, and the rest are left in the plastic bag, which I put on a small desk next to the couch. She stands up and returns to her painting, with a strange look in her eyes that I haven't seen before. Like most of her expressions, it is completely unreadable. Even if I asked, she wouldn't explain what it means. Okay, so... Okay, you know what? I think this is a good time to stop recording and then start recording again. So I'm going to do that. Well, see you later. Bye.